Okay, well, I can hear a difference coming even through the phone speaker. So, Scott Wessex blades. I'm moving forward with the ferro rods. They were done Friday. It's now Sunday. What I'd like to do is not do any physical pounding work on stuff that's been glued until the following day after. I allow it to really cure in-house. I keep the glue in the house rather than in the garage. I do the gluing in the house rather than in the garage. The epoxy does the curing in the house rather than in the garage. So I've given it the best chance possible to cure thoroughly, so it can take the pounding of the lathe, or if it was, you know, knife grinding handles, it takes a bit of a battering when I'm going sideways or whatever. I allow that glue to cure for a minimum of like 36 to 48 hours. I don't glue that night before and then work on it the following day, and it's only had like 10-16 hours. It gets the day after, like, okay. So these now will be squared off, going gently because I don't want to put too much heat into the epoxy on the ends as the brass gets warm. Brass being an alloy of copper and zinc. Copper really conducts heat, so you've got to be very mindful when you're addressing it across the belt. It's just getting a bit of a skim, and then you work into the other side, and then move on to the next one. So with 5, I don't like doing batches of more than about 6, for many reasons. The arc eye, when I'm grinding off the ferro rod, it just gets a bit too much. You go wear sunglasses if you're going to do 20. 5 or 6 is enough, and you can go and work through them, face them off, put that down, do the next one, face that off, so you're not pounding in great loads of work and generating too much heat on the end. The heat isn't good to the epoxy, and any lack of integrity on the, I'm just not interested on it. Okay, I'm keeping it cool. It's not something I really want to dip like steel. So each one just gets a little bit of a dress, a little bit of a work on, and I work through and just alternate them as I'm going. See you in a bit. Did the mic pick that up? Right. Let's see. I don't know how loud it'll be now with a mic, so no headphones. I don't know yet how loud it's going to be, guys. Nice. So just decornered it enough so I don't give it too much of a pounding on the lathe when you first start taking all the corners off. So a dash of masking tape, good quality masking tape, on the end so it can sit in the vise without the vise jaws ruining the finish at the end of the ferro rod. And now I've got a nice center fillet to line up the running center to get that bullseye in the middle. So I'm as true as I can go before I even start the thing spinning up, and then laving it into a circle. Okay, so it's in the chuck. Got the poster all clamped up. I've got the running center runs in the middle as I can get. Lock that off, and I've driven that in there quite hard. I just span it up. First time you spin that up, you want to make sure that this rest is just out the way. Looks pretty true, and it's off. Goes like that. Just spin it by hand, just in case you've got an uneven work piece in there, it won't strike the work rest, and you're not going to clout the chuck with the other end. It's all just pretty free. That's set so that that's, I like being just under center myself, but I'm not teaching anymore. I'm just trying to make it safe. but just make sure you're going to turn it by hand so any uneven workpiece isn't like that up in the air long ways, and as soon as you turn it on, crack, that thing hits this. So you've got to make sure it's free to begin with. Right, another little thing I like to do is just get the worst of it out. Alright, that's you after all. It's stabilised, it's still you. That's a puppy dog. So up, Oleg. Right, and this is what you got to watch with you. This could end up as a veritable disaster. You see that? So I've got to super glue all of that there, so that's all reinforced all the way around here. Just the way you is, it gets large sort of cracks in the grain. It's just the way it is. That's why you gotta stabilize it. If that hadn't been stabilized and that was raw wood, that would have just blown apart. So after Napoleon, that blown apart. So couldn't help it. That's the thing. That's why it just takes time. So whilst that's gluing, I'll show you what I got. Do you ones? The traffic roars by. Camera's this end. Nice. It's the end grain of that one. Sweet. You can tell the running centre's right plumb in the middle of that. It's not easy when it's a fibre liner. Bang in the middle, see? Nice. You glued yet? Are you? Try again. back. We're inside now. Just to give you a little insight onto the next kind of steps that happen with ferro rods. What I try and do is get the inside of the lanyard tube tied up. So if there's any glue that I haven't been able to get out with a cotton bud when it was gluing, you know, that gets the odd bead of glue that was not removed. So I buzz a 5mm down through the hole, and then what I do is I get some abrasive 80 grit, and I got to get the right amount, so something like that, and a little bit less, so something like that. I've got to roll it up, so big stamp size. Any thicker, and by the time I roll it up, it doesn't want to fit down through the hole, because what you want to end up with is about 5mm again. Bit like that. And then the other thing is you want it so it turns that way, so it doesn't undo the chuck. And then help it into the hole with your thumb, the loose flap, and then you can sort of with all the lights I've got in the workroom, I'm looking for a glint, so I've got a nice even satin appearance all the way around inside the hole. A little bit more, again the loose bit I'm just helping it into the hole. Maybe go the other way as well. Yeah, looking good. And then just get counter sinking, counter boring end, just to seat the bevel just a little bit on there and take off any sharp 90-degree burr that would be there. Looks tidy. You can see that. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Right, so and I'll do that onto all the other ones. Now, there was a cool live vid that Reaper did last night, and I left a mention on there about making 3 to get 1 with custom makers. I remember I made 4 ferro rods to end up with 1 ferro rod because it's a custom piece, and yeah, he's gonna get that one because that's the nicest one. It's got some really nice lines in it. Nice. This one's a twee one, but I wanted to give him a large one. That one's got some nice work in it, but you can see they've got a little bit of glues in there, so I've got to tidy that up again. Get some light on that. A portable light as well here. He's organised this SW. Of course, they look quite plain at the moment, but you add a dash of bolognese sauce, Okay, it makes a world of difference. Absolutely transforms it. Stay. It's definitely the right stuff. And a dash of bolognese sauce, that's what I always find. Yeah, so that's a reject. What press for that one? Where's that 5mm? Where'd it go? I wonder if I could. All right. Sweet. Again, just like that. The other thing is, whatever cordage or leather thonging that you put through, if you've just buzzed the outside of the hole, you won't have a sharp edge as it comes in and out. So it makes the cordage last longer as well. Now these will soak overnight, but for the time being, I mean, I'll get till tomorrow and the other one might look nicer, but I've got plans for this one. And I say you'll get the better one of the four, and that's how things take time. Some phenomenal grain. So I shall carry on and do the other ones. I shall leave that in there for tomorrow, and that's how my ferro rods take me 5 days, because I've got to stabilise the wood, which is two days job. Ferro rods are 2.5 days. Essex Blades, thanks for joining me again. Hopefully audio is awesome, and see you on the next one.